Good morning. Apologies for the mix-up with the time. That's been set incorrectly. I will make a note for the office to just check the times. Okay, let's get started then. Fortunately, the session today isn't too long, so we will still finish on time. Thank you for joining me this morning for our session. We're looking at writing today, and our lesson today is about organising writing for different purposes, using appropriate format and structure. So our aims and outcomes for today. You should be able to state what clear, concise and precise writing is, know the different formats for different document types, plan your writing and proofread your work. You should be able to try and use clear, concise and precise writing, know how much detail to use and know the typical lengths of certain documents. You could be able to employ all of the above to achieve high quality of clarity and format. In your assessment, you will be assessed on your ability to communicate information, ideas and opinions clearly, coherently and effectively. Write text of an appropriate level of detail and of appropriate length to meet the needs of purpose and audience. So what do you need to know? For your level 2 assessment, you will be required to organise your writing correctly according to the purpose of your text. So why are you writing it? What type of text is it? Who is it for? Who's the audience? We know which textual features are used in which text types, but what do they look like? So we're going to look at some plans or outlines of these document types, and you're going to have a look at them. It just states the features. It's like a diagram stating the features in a way, and then you need to be able to tell me which of these document types it is. A letter, an email, a review, for example, a music or film review, a manual or instructions, a report, an article, or an advert. So I'll need people to participate in this lesson by unmuting themselves when they want to share, and if you just keep yourself muted if it's not you speaking, just so we can hear people's answers, that would be great. But we do need some participation. Thank you. Okay. So have a look at this this visual showing the features of one of those document types. Which one is it? So letter, email, review, manual, report, article or advert. Which one do you think it is? So you can see you've got the title there. We've got numbered steps. We've also got a list. What could that list be of? With either bullet pointed or numbered items in the list. Which document type has those features? So I need somebody to share.
A manual.
So a manual, good. So this one is a manual, well done, thank you. And a manual could be a recipe, a set of instructions and so on. So this fits the template of a manual, such as a recipe requiring a title, a list of required elements, So in a recipe ingredients, if it was an instruction book for building some shelves, then it might tell you what tools and parts you need, and then a step-by-step guide. Usually they will be numbered steps. Okay, well done. So here we've got a different document type. We've got addresses of the addressee and the writer. So who's receiving it? The addressee. Salutation, a date, the topic, the body of the text, and the sign-off and name. So what type of document is this?
A letter.
A letter. Good. It does actually tell you here, letter topic. So there's a bit of an error there because it's given to you, that one. But regardless, we can see what we would need for a letter. So in fact, I have actually got some things to share with you. So let's have a look. I have a letter to share with you. There we go. So we can see there the addressee. It doesn't actually have the address of the sender on it, this one, but it might be on letterheaded paper. The top might be missing, but we've got the address of where it's going, which is the most important one. We've got the date, the topic of the letter, the salutation, dear Mr. Williams. Here's the body of the letter in the middle, and then the sign off and who it's from. Okay, well done. So what type of document is this? So remember, they're here for you at the top: letter, email, review, manual, report, article, or advert. We could cross off really manual and letter because we've already seen those. So it's one of the remaining types. Title, an introductory paragraph, a subheading, 2 or more paragraphs, and then a conclusion. So is it an email, a review, a report, an article, or an advert? So does it look like an email? Does anyone think it could be an email?
It looks like an email.
Do you think
or a report?
So yes, so what makes you think it could be a report? What features?
The feature of the introductory paragraph, the title.
Excellent, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so having an introductory paragraph, let's have a look. So it fits the template of a report. So it could also be an article, but the rigid structure is more like a report or an essay. Obviously, an essay is a type of report. So articles, there's a bit more flexibility. But yes, well done. It's a report. So let's see. I think I've got a report I can share with you. So a report there. We've got the main heading or title. We've got an introductory paragraph. And we've got subheadings and a conclusion. Okay, so the next one, we've got a big heading, we've got text boxes, subheading, we've got a sidebar, which tells us it might have times or prices or dates and so on. And we've got at the bottom contact information. So we've got left an email, a review, an article, or an advert. Which one of them? Pardon?
Adverts.
An advert. Well done. What feature or features May, do you think it was an advert?
Big heading.
Yeah, the big heading. Any others? that are made-
The contact details and the text.
Excellent. Well done.
Mm.
Yes, well done. Good work. Okay, let me show you an example. So we've got a big heading here on this advert. We have got some contact information at the bottom. We don't have defined text boxes, but we can see that we've got one area of text here, here and here. They are slightly different, so they would be classed as text boxes, even though they're not literally in a different coloured box, but they're different fonts, different size, and different types of information. We've got pictures. So yes, that's an advert. Well done. So an advert or a notice. So large headline, which you spotted, the text position's unusual, which captures the eye, and we've got sidebars and a bar at the bottom with the contact information. Well done. So what type of written document is this? We've got left email review or an article. So we've got a title. We've got supplementary or extra information, a subheading, 2 or more paragraphs, and then a concluding paragraph and a rating. So email review or article, which one of those would have those features?
A view.
A review. Good.
Yeah.
So the big clue there is what?
Yeah, the overrate in
The rating. Well done. So
overall rating.
yes,
and the concluding paragraph.
Yes, good. So the rating is really indicative of a review. So it's telling us, you know, how many out of 10 or how many stars it's got and so on. So under the title heading, we've got information about what's being reviewed. So for a film, it could be the title, the age guide, when it's released and so on. A web review could be shorter in appearance. Right, let me share. I've got one to show you if I can find it. Here we go. So here we've got a newspaper review of a film on there online on the newspaper's website. So we've got the rating here. So the rating is sometimes at the top, sometimes at the bottom. We've got the main heading. We've got the additional information under the rating. It often also includes a picture of the film or the event or whatever it is being reviewed, maybe a plate of food if it's a restaurant review. Then we've got the paragraphs, so 2 or more paragraphs and a conclusion. And we've even got some extra information here about the release date. So that's an example of a review. Okay, so now we're going to look at a mixed up document, or the elements are in the wrong place. What type of document do you think this is? When it's all put into the right order, what type of document would it be? So let's have a look at the features we can see. Can anyone tell me what they can see here? So we've got this element here.
Date.
The date, good. We've got the date here.
Yeah.
So
address.
Date. Sorry. Let me just there's the it's not working for me today. There we go. So the date, what else have we got?
Address of the receiver.
Yes, so the name and address of the addressee or who's going to receive it.
Yeah.
What else have we got?
Body of the letter.
Good. So here is the body of the letter. So it's a very short letter, this one. So we know it's a letter. So you've just mentioned that word letter. We can see it's a letter. It's got a date, an address. It's also got the sender's address there. And it's got the sign off and also the topic. So we need to think, what order should they go in? So what do you think would come first?
The sender's address.
Good. So sender's address. And what's next on a letter?
The receiver's address.
Good.
The date.
Good. Yeah.
The subject.
Good. What have we got missing that we would normally have in a letter? It doesn't have a salutation, does it? It doesn't have a dear. So we would want, if you were asked to write a letter in your assessment, the assessor would expect to see dear and whoever the letter is to. Okay, so that's missing here, but that should be included. Okay, what would come next after the topic or the title?
The body of the letter.
Good. Okay, so obviously
And the
the
last one.
is
Sign off.
okay. Oh, I'm just looking at something here. I think we might have made an error. Look who the letter is from.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
so
We're
yeah,
swapping it around. Yeah.
either, let's see if we can. Okay, so this would be,
We just
number
2.
Yeah, so
and
this
number
two,
2 and
1 would be number 1. Okay, so there we go. So there's the letter. Okay, so we've got a different document type here, and we need to put the information into the correct format or the correct order. So have a look at these features and think what type of document this would be. So can anybody tell me what they can see here? What have we got on the page? Pardon?
We've got to start with the topic, the subject.
Yeah, so which part is, can you describe which part that is or read it out?
Deborah
Yeah.
Cisco starts in his wonderful Brazilian.
Well done, yes. So this would be our heading, wouldn't it? So this would be the start. So we've got a heading there.
Heading, yeah.
And what else do we have? We've got a paragraph here, haven't we?
Yeah.
Descriptive paragraph.
Yeah.
So what do you think might come next?
I think it's the paragraph.
Yeah. So the paragraph, Raquel is a girl adopted by an upper middle class family who rebelled at 17, left her family and studies and became a call girl. Shortly after starting work, decided to write a blog about her experience. So that sounds like the main body.
Yeah.
And then we've got this here and this here. So which one do you think will come next?
I would thoroughly recommend, it's like a recommendation, a kind of a review thing.
Review, excellent. So it is a review. So this one would come next. And then finally, with a review, this information here with the title, the age rating and details about where the film was produced, you will sometimes see it under the heading and sometimes it will come at the end. So it could appear in both places. So it could be number 2 or it could be number 4. Okay, but that information, you would see it in a review, that extra information. So here they've put it second, but sometimes you would find it at the end. But it's just that that feature is included, that additional information, such as the age rating and so on. Sometimes they might put their own stars or number out of 10 rating as well. So any questions about any of this so far? Okay, so again, we need to put these into the correct order. So what type of document is this? I think we probably can all recognise this straight away. So we've got this word here. What does that tell us this document type is?
It's a menu.
It's not a menu, a recipe.
A recipe.
Yeah. Okay, so ingredients, or if it was a different type of set of instructions or manual, it might say what you will need. But on this one, it's a recipe, so it says ingredients. But we need to put the elements in order. So what would come first? So in a recipe, before you do anything, you want to know what you are making. So what would come first?
The name of the food.
Good. So this one here, fennel wedges with harissa. So we can see it's the title, the name of the food or the recipe, because it's in bold. Okay. What comes next? So before we start making the recipe, before we're able to do anything, what do we need to gather together?
The ingredients.
Excellent. So we would have this title, ingredients, and then we would have this element here, which is the list. So often we would have bullet points for a list such as that. Okay. So after we've gathered together our ingredients, what do we need next?
How to go about to mix the whole ingredients together to prepare it.
So sometimes would have a subheading method, and that is here.
Or instruction.
Yeah. So these are the actual instructions, aren't they? So this would come next. As we've learned, often it would have a number. So step 1, step 2, and step 3, just to make it really clear. And then finally, we will have
that
like a serving suggestion. Okay, well done. Okay, so they've actually put the serving suggestion over here, but I think normally it would just go at the bottom. Okay, well done. So the last one now. So what have we got here? So we've got a bold sentence, so that looks like a heading. What else have we got? Oops. So what type of document might this be? So Chinese New Year, a huge success in Manchester. So where might you see a heading such as that? Think of the type of document it could be.
It looks like a report.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks like a report or an article.
Or an article.
It could be either. It could be either. Both of those that we might see in a newspaper or a local magazine. It's about Chinese New Year in Manchester. So this would be, our heading would be first.
Yeah.
We've got, so let's look at the paragraphs. Lots of food was available at the end and event, and not just Chinese. So that's telling us a bit about things that happened in the event. So that's probably not the starting paragraph. Can anyone tell me what the starting paragraph might be?
Over 2,000.
Good. Yeah, over 250,000 people.
250,000, yeah.
And then we've got two subheadings here. So, so we could choose which order these go in. So we could have lots of food. So that would, the heading then would be plenty of food, because that paragraph is about food. So then, of course, we would need the out on parade.
Yeah.
A paragraph about the parade. Okay, so the order, we don't have a concluding paragraph here, which you wouldn't necessarily have in a news report anyway. But so the two paragraphs with the heading could go in either order, really. So they've got them in this order here. But we can see that format there. We've got the main heading, introductory paragraph, and then subheadings followed by a paragraph. Okay, well done, everybody. So well done. We've finished our writing module for today. Just go back. Okay, so we have looked at the different text types and seen some examples of them, and we've put some of them in order. So that's focusing on the elements or the features of those top document types and thinking about how to structure or organise your writing. Does anyone have any questions about that? Okay, so I did mention yesterday, but I'm just going to share my screen again. So if you want to do some additional practice, if you put into your search engine BBC Bite Size Functional Skills English, which you can see I've already searched there, and go to the BBC result. If you go down there to learn the basics, it's for level 1 and 2. Oops. And it will give you some headings so you can see clearly what's in each part of that. So so there's some reading and some writing there. So we've got writing clear and interesting sentences, where to use capital letters, adjectives, and so on. Tips for spelling. We've also got some reading tips. There is some there about speaking and listening as well, which is the other element, of course. So that's just if you want to do a bit of practice, or you want to revise some of what we have done in our sessions, then there is some extra information there. Okay, so that's just if anyone wants to have a look. All right, well, thank you for your contributions today, and thank you for joining me for the lesson, and I will hopefully be with you, see you all on Saturday next week for our reading lesson. Thank you. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.